In this video, I'm going to show you how to bleed the brakes on this Honda Accord. Let's get started. Under the hood, you'll find the brake master cylinder located on the driver's side, right next to the strut tower. Mine is somewhat dirty, so I'm going to take a rag and just clean around it. That way when I remove the cap, the dirt doesn't fall into the master cylinder, but rather goes to the side of it. That's plenty clean. Turn it counterclockwise and pull it off. Now if you read the cap closely, it'll say that it requires .3 or .4 brake fluid. So make sure you have plenty on hand to do this job. And at this point, I like to start by removing the fluid that's in the reservoir so I can start with fresh fluid from the beginning. There's a little screen here that has to be removed. And I have a vacuum pump that's able to suck all the brake fluid out of the reservoir. So I'm going to stick the hose all the way down in here and remove the fluid. All right, I got all my fluid out. Put the little screen back in. Now let's fill this up with brake fluid up to the full line, which is basically right below the cap right here. Okay, that's full, so let's reinstall the cap. Make sure that's sealed up properly. The sequence for bleeding these brakes is actually a clockwise pattern starting at the driver's front wheel. So you're going to go left front, right rear, left rear. That's how you're going to bleed the calipers. And in between each axle, so after you do the front, you're going to top off the master cylinder. And then again, after you do the rear, you're going to top off the master cylinder again to keep it nice and full. At the end, if you think your brake pedal feels too soft and that there's still air trapped in the system, bleed again in the same sequence, and that should get all the air right out. I have an assistant in the vehicle ready to pump up that brake pedal, and to start, I'm going to take the bleeder screw cap off. I have this receptacle with a hose on it so I can make less of a mess. I'm going to put that on the bleeder screw and use a 10mm wrench to crack it open after they pump up the brake pedal a few times and then hold pressure on it so the brake fluid can be pushed out. Go ahead and pump.
Holding.
Okay, holding, so I'm going to open this up. There we go. That reached the floor, so I'm going to close it back off, and then they're going to go and pump again.
Holding.
All right, open it back up. We're going to do this until we have no more air bubbles coming out. Go ahead and pump again.
Holding.
Perfect. We got 2 clean bleeds in a row. Let's do it one last time, just for safe measure. Go ahead and pump.
Holding.
Perfect. Okay, you can go ahead and let off the brake now. Remove my hose. If anything dripped, go ahead and clean it off with some brake parts cleaner. And wipe it off with a rag. Then go ahead and cap this off so dirt and debris don't get in there and clog it up. Now we're going to do the same exact thing on the right front. And then we're going to top off that master cylinder and move to the rear. Let's top off the master cylinder. All right, we're now at the right rear caliper. We have topped off the master cylinder, so I'm going to take the bleeder screw cap off. Get the same little hose attached to this. With that same 10mm wrench is what I'm going to use to open up the bleeder screw. Go ahead and pump.
Holding.
Okay, holding pressure. Open this up. All right, we got air in this one. Go ahead and pump again.
Holding.
Okay. That's looking better. Go ahead and pump again.
Holding.
Okay. This one was clean. Let's do it again.
Holding.
Perfect. You can let go now. We have no air bubbles. Nice clean fluid came through. So at this point, we're going to clean this area off. Use some brake parts cleaner. Wipe it down. Cap it off. We're going to move to the left rear and do the same exact thing over there. Let's top off the master cylinder one last time. Make sure it's nice and full with fresh fluid. Now our job is done, but if your pedal doesn't feel right, go through the same sequence again until you feel it nice and firm with the engine off and you have no air coming out of the bleeder screws. Once you're done and you're happy, put the wheels back on. The torque for these is 79 foot-pounds in a cross pattern. Take it for a road test.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.